Hello everyone, hope you all are fine. We were continuing with the P block elements, and previous day we started group 16. We talked about ozone. We have in our syllabus ozone, sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid. If you go through the new revised, that is reduced syllabus, you will find which topic are there in the syllabus in the inorganic. There you will find ozone, sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid. This three you have, and also which reactions to read from this tree, that also mentioned. That means sulfur dioxide as which preparations are there in the sulfur dioxide, which are there in the sulfuric acid, that also clearly mentioned. So you can go through that syllabus as well. So today we will discuss about sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid, and to say that sulfuric acid you have read whatever reaction in class 10, those are only there including contact process. Sulfur dioxide also related to sulfuric acid, many reactions are known like production. Here in the syllabus they have given preparation of sulfur dioxide from sulfite and sulfide. Both the reactions you have read in the acid base salt chapter. Sulfite, as you know that sodium sulfite is treated with dilute acid, whether it is dilute HCl, HNO3 or H2SO4, you get their salts like sulfate, nitrate or chloride, whichever acid you use, along with formation of sulfur dioxide and water vapor. Also one more extra reaction you read, that metals like copper, if treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, that products are copper sulfate, sulfur dioxide and water vapor. That in that reaction also sulfur dioxide liberates, but as copper is lower than hydrogen in activity series, hydrogen is not producing, and here we are using concentrated sulfuric acid. Or that is iron pyrites, that is there in the syllabus, iron sulfide, which is the ore of iron. From there also we obtain sulfur dioxide. In the contact process, the first chamber known as pyrite burner or sulfur burner, where we rate the reaction. If it is a pyrite burner, the formula of this iron pyrite is FeS2. If it is treated with oxygen, that 4FeS2 plus 11O2 gives 2Fe2O3 plus 8SO2. I guess you all can remember the reactions. Now this reaction, sulfur dioxide formation, can be there from this ore also, and from here sulfite also, it may come in the exam. Sulfur dioxide is a colorless gas having a burning sulfur smell or burning cracker smell. The reactions of sulfur dioxide, which is basically highlighted here, is with chlorine, potassium permanganate and with sodium hydroxide. We all know that sulfur dioxide is acidic gas. It will react with sodium hydroxide. So if you pass sodium hydroxide, if you pass sulfur dioxide through sodium hydroxide solution, you will get sodium sulfite and water. It's a neutralization reaction. Similarly, instead of NaOH, if it is possible to take Na2O, and reaction if happens in the dry condition, their water will not form, but the salt Na2SO3 will generate there also. Secondly, reaction of sulfur dioxide with chlorine. If both are in dried condition, sulfur dioxide and chlorine, they too reacts to form addition compound known as sulfuryl chloride, that is SO2Cl2. SO2 plus Cl2 gives SO2Cl2, and SO2Cl2 in presence of moisture or water hydrolyzed to give HCl and H2SO4, 2HCl plus H2SO4. Reaction was first SO2 plus Cl2 gives SO2Cl2, then SO2 plus Cl2 plus H2O gives 2HCl plus H2SO4. Now, if in the first step of the reaction moisture is present, that is in sulfuric chloride, during the formation of sulfuric chloride, if moisture is present, then you will find that instead of formation of sulfuric chloride, water, HCl and H2SO4 both produces. Third reaction is mentioned in the syllabus is about potassium permanganate and sulfur dioxide. As we all know that sulfur dioxide also turns lime water milky like carbon dioxide, but unlikely, carbon dioxide do not have any effect on KMnO4 or dichromate, whereas sulfur dioxide has effect on it. So here the reaction which is specified, that sulfur dioxide if treated with KMnO4 plus SO2 plus H2O, the products that are obtained are MnSO4 plus K2SO4 plus H2SO4, and as a result what we are getting, the color gets vanished, that is decolorized. The sulfur dioxide if treated, or sulfur dioxide is first through the dark pink color potassium permanganate solution, the color of the potassium permanganate gets decolorized. In fact, this type of reaction happens with potassium dichromate as well, though that is not mentioned in the syllabus. But potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate, individually these two compounds we have in DF block elements also. So sulfur dioxide can turn orange colored potassium dichromate to green chromium sulfate as well. So these can be taken as identification of sulfur dioxide, also distinguishing from carbon dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is angular molecule including pi-di-pi bonding, which you already have read in the chemical bonding structure in class 12. So that's about sulfur dioxide. And in sulfuric acid we have contact process here. You know that in sulfuric acid we do not have such laboratory preparation. Sulfuric acid is a very concentrated oily type of liquid, strong acid, and it's called oil of vitriol because it is first isolated from the vitriol, green vitriol, and also its oily appearance gives it fits its name in this way, oil of vitriol. So sulfuric acid in the contact process there are multiple chambers which are used. The first chamber is either sulfur burner or pyrite burner. If it is pyrite burner, from there as a byproduct we can get oxides of iron also. Or if it is sulfur burner, then burning of sulfur takes place. Sulfur is a hazardous chemical, so both whatever it is iron pyrites or sulfur, whichever it is available in the pyrite burner or sulfur burner, we get sulfur dioxide, and then sulfur dioxide in the oxidation chamber in presence of vanadium pentoxide we get SO2 plus O2 to give SO3, where Lassatelius principle is applied as this reaction is exothermic. And in the forward reaction, we see the forward reaction is proceeding with a decrease in the volume. So lower decreasing temperature and increasing pressure will favor the rate of the forward reaction according to Lassatelius principle, as you all have read in the chemical equilibrium chapter in class 11. So sulfur trioxide, once it is produced, though it is the acid anhydride of sulfuric acid, it is not added directly to water to obtain sulfuric acid. Instead of that, it is passed through concentrated sulfuric acid to obtain oleum, and concentrated sulfuric acid to obtain oleum, which when we treat with water again in the final chamber, that is in the dilution tank, we get double volume of sulfuric acid. And the treatment of sulfur trioxide with H2SO4, that sometimes refer as contact tower, which name the process is known as contact process. So the state cell like formation of SO2, then SO2 to SO3, SO3 to H2S2O7, that is oleum, and then H2S2O7 to H2SO4. Sulfuric acid is a highly non-volatile acid, so it's azeotrope mixture or constant boiling mixture we used to call as 98.5%, being non-volatile. Sulfuric acid is strong acid, it's dibasic acid, so all those reactions that we did proving of dibasic acid because it forms acid salt as well as normal salt. Then formation of salts with bases, as it is a acid, so it will undergo neutralization reaction. Then reaction with metals to copper with H2SO4, just I was telling in preparation of SO2 as a strong oxidizing agent. Then reaction with non-metals also, like S plus H2SO4 forms SO2 plus H2O, where we don't get any solid residue, but sulfur is solid, so only get gaseous product. Carbon sharing of carbon forms C plus H2SO4 here also we don't get any deposit back after the reaction. CO2, SO2 and water vapor revolves. So these reactions we rate. This proves the oxidation property of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid is a strong dehydrating substance. Also it is used to dry substances like HCl, and as being it is dehydrated, used in the organic dehydration reaction. You have seen ethanol to ethene preparation, also dehydrating the blue vitriol to white vitriol. And concentrated sulfuric acid also used in the preparation of HCl as a drying agent as well. So I guess these were the properties of H2SO4. It's having multiple use, not only in the laboratory, in analytical purpose, in production of different substances starting from nylons, fibers. From those production also sulfuric acid is used, and also in other compound preparation it is used in the wide range. So it has those all, I think these all reactions were there in class 10. I have just recapitulated. And your syllabus is now reduced. That's the good news, that in organic you need to read less now. Next day we will start group 17 and then group 18. Then we will cover up inorganic. Inorganic is all reaction based. This part specifically P block elements. bonding part and the general trains of the elements, like in a group 17 or group 18 or group 16, how the elements are actually behaving. Those parts you all have done already in the periodic table in class 11. Bonding also done in class 11. Noble gas group 18 we have this again structures of those xenon compounds. Group 17 we have halogen compound structure, BACPR. So those are recapitulations only. Will go on. Let me know if you have any queries, any part if you want me to make video again, and see you in the next week with group 17. Till then, take care and bye.